Once Human is getting a massive engine upgrade. We'll go over all the details there as well as the previous comparisons. There's also only 5 days left to the mobile release, which is going to include over 1,000 rewards. I'll go over all of those as well. We had a small new hotfix, and a few additional teasers and community mentionables. We got a ton to talk about. What's up, world? It's Utopia back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things Once Human. Let's just jump right into it. First off here, we do have that new dev talk, which goes over the engine upgrade. And this is based around the lighting system, which has been one of the major feedback from a lot of players, that they essentially wanted a better lighting system implemented. Well, now we have it. And it is actually coming way sooner than later. But first up here, they go over all the details. This first step is a dual track strategy, balancing visuals and performance. They're going to be using a hybrid global illumination solution. So this is more than just ray tracing, this is their own global illumination with dynamic lighting. They've actually implemented a static global illumination that is employed throughout the wilderness areas, with realistic lighting and how that bounces on different models, objects across multiple surfaces. This is going to ensure minimal GPU workload, and there's also going to be real-time GI or global illumination with territory construction that will adapt to your creative choices. So when you place a lamp or a window, the ambient lighting will change immediately, offering unparalleled freedom there. They even have a visual of indoor lighting. This is the comparison of static GI off and static GI on. As you can see just how insanely good this looks. The lighting through the window and everything captured all through there. And again, this is completely custom construction here, so this isn't just pre-baked lighting. This is that real-time global illumination. They have another showcase here with lamps that you place down. Those will also capture that static GI, which is just absolutely insane there. They even go over this part here where they have the vivid global illumination, or they're calling VVGI. They mention here that traditionally static GI tends to struggle with dynamic changing scenes, which normally that's pre-baked lighting, meaning it only takes into account objects that were already there beforehand. That's why ray tracing is so cool and good, because it detects real-time data there. However, they've implemented their own technology here called VVGI, which will calculate that real-time lighting, bringing natural light and shadow transitions to dynamic environments. When you build, demolish, or relocate, it will actually change in real time. You can see that again here where you have GI disabled. When you demolish a wall, the new lighting doesn't incorporate the scene. However, when you do enable GI here, you can see that when you demolish a wall, it will take in the new lighting account instantaneously. In fact, this is faster than ray tracing. Absolutely insane there. Whatever tech they're using, this is really cool. This VVGI will also simulate interplay of directional light, so sunlight, ambient lighting, and multiple local light sources. You can see they have a little bit of a teaser here for that, which is just absolutely insane, from golden rays to the midnight drastic shadows that will deliver a more nuanced lighting effect that brings Once Human world to life. They also are adding a 24-hour TOD and weather GI, which essentially TOD is time of day. It's more than just swapping textures. It's going to feature real-time transition in light intensity, color temperature, and shadow direction. You can see just how dramatic these changes are for when they do change the time of day in-game. Absolutely insane, this real-time tech data. Again, up there, and seems like almost better than ray tracing, if not better. Now, you might be curious if this is going to take up a lot of data. Well, they've been utilizing neural network technology, and they've been able to compress and reduce the size of 24-hour global illumination data from 45 gigabytes all the way down to 800 megabytes. That's absolutely insane compression-wise. They also plan, again, to release this on April 24th. As I said, these changes are coming a lot sooner than later. Even more than that, beyond these simple visual effects, weather changes are now a dynamic phenomena, which will integrate both the lighting and physics system. Rain results in cooler daylight with increased diffusion, while sandstorms will scatter the light into diffused haze. And yeah, this looks so much better. You can also see the new water effects there when it's raining. Absolutely awesome, some of these changes here. On top of all this, they have some new cutting-edge automation, where there is more efficient lighting optimizations. Originally, there used to be indoor light leak. However, now they've implemented an automatic solution to address that. Traditional GI required manual tagging of indoor and outdoor items, which was labor intensive. However, their new machine learning algorithms automatically identify and label these areas. They're reducing their artist workload by 90%, so that they're going to be able to focus on a bunch of more areas. And yeah, as you can see, this completely eliminates the indoor light leak and just looks 100 times better. You might be asking, well, what about the flashlight? They've achieved a significant breakthrough with dynamic lighting in static scenes. They've currently made it effect where the flashlight beam will strike a wall and reflect onto the character, realistically illuminating them. Again, these changes are so cool. You can see those comparisons of the static GI and GI off. They have a bottom paragraph here going over everything in their closing statements. They said the lighting optimizations are more than just a technical upgrade. They are genuine responses to your requests. They said if you enjoyed the insight here, you don't want to miss their next edition, where you may have wondered why the Once Human's stunning character creators sometimes clash with the Wilderness' simpler visuals. I've gone over this comparison before where you could see your character creator screen and how your character looks so much better in that lighting, but then when you take it out in the real world, it looks a bit worse. There are much better examples than mine. People's characters look kind of crazy in the light. They said it stems from a complex technical issue, but they have cracked the code, where they are bringing the regular Wilderness up to the character creator, at least that same aesthetic. So stay tuned for that. I'll cover that one as well, where they figured out how to make your characters look even better in-game. Again, absolutely insane changes here. This has been a major feedback from a lot of players. This is so cool that they've developed their own technology. Again, this is faster than ray tracing from what I'm aware. Ray tracing still takes a second for the rays to reach certain areas. When they showcased these visuals, they were literally instant. Again, absolutely insane there. Moving on from that dev talk, we do have over 1,000 rewards happening on April 24th and April 23rd. This is coinciding with the mobile launch. You can see all the different rewards here. There's going to be 98 different fashion cosmetics. They're giving away 5 vehicle skins absolutely for free. 369 furniture pieces, name cards, 100 plus stickers, over 100 weapon skins, 16 legendary blueprints, 11 rare deviations. They're giving out so many things here for this mobile launch. Absolutely insane there. I know a ton of people are going to be super happy about that. I'm so glad they are finally giving out free cosmetics like this. Again, in that dev interview that I had, we actually went back and forth on that, and I'm just so very happy that they are releasing free cosmetics and not just paid ones. Again, all this stuff does come way sooner than later, as the mobile launch is happening in just 5 days here. So I am very excited for that. A lot of good things like they are coming to fruition. With that, we had a bit of a teaser here. Now, this one was posted by the Once Human Japanese Twitter account, where they mentioned that a new companion joins the post-apocalyptic world. That's going to be happening again on April 24th, and that a new devil is coming. It looks like they might be teasing pets here. These do look like dogs. So really cool there. Maybe we do get a pet. Maybe this is something that you can have in your farm, like the bear or the alligators. We'll have to wait and see on that one though. We have 3 quick last-minute mentionables here. This first one was a hotfix on April 18th. They fixed an issue with the permanent servers unable to purify, which also included an issue with the Mr. Wish rocket launcher. They have also officially renamed servers, so to make it a bit easier for players to understand, they're going to be changing things like PvE 01 to Novice, Manibus, and E-Call, which as we know Evolution's Call, Manibus, and the Novice servers, so they have changed those tags there. There's also one last official post here, which is Player Feedback Awards. They have received a total of over 125,000 feedback entries, and they're compiling the feedback they've received the most since launch. It's really cool here. You can see literally every single feedback mentioned, or at least all the ones categorized together, and their importance and priority to the players. This is a really cool one. Maybe I break this one down in a future video. A lot on here they have addressed already, so it's super cool to see that. Overall though, it should be covered for today's video. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and until the next. Deuces.